Hi, welcome to HowtoDandD. My name is Fred Weller and today I want to talk about disengaging and casting a bonus action spell in the same turn. This is an exception to the video that I did before on disengaging. There are situations where you can cast a spell and disengage in the same turn, but they're usually spells that are classified as a bonus action and they don't normally do damage. Usually these are buffing spells, they are utility spells, sometimes they're even healing spells. So here's a situation where the party is facing off against some huge centipede creature and we have a cleric in the front, paladin beside them and a fighter, and they're all engaged in combat trying to hold this thing off while the wizard casts spells and the rogue tries to shoot it and get the sneak attack damage on it. There's always going to be a point where a cleric can't stand up in the front of battle and take the hits like a fighter or a paladin, and maybe they need to disengage. They use their movement and they use their action to disengage. So the cleric moves back, 1, 2, 3, 4, and doesn't have to move back that far, it just needs to get clear of the combat so that it doesn't take any more damage from the creature. Now a cleric has a particular spell which is a bonus action called Healing Word. There are other spells you could use as long as they have the descriptor bonus action, but this spell has a range of 60 feet and so the cleric then casts Healing Word on the paladin or the fighter to heal them up a few hit points. This is perfectly acceptable as long as it's a bonus action to cast that spell. This is one situation where you can disengage from combat and cast a spell, but it has to be a bonus action spell. Lots of different classes have bonus action spells that they can use during their turn, so that means they can disengage, cast a bonus action spell, and they can all be done in the same turn. So some classes are able to change the duration of a spell. That means they can turn an action spell, or a spell that costs an action, into a bonus action, and that class is the sorcerer. At level 3 they get meta magic, which means they can use a class ability called Quicken Spell, and that allows them to change the casting time. So if it has a casting time of 1 action, they can change it to a bonus action by using the Quicken ability or Quicken Spell ability. They have to spend 2 sorcerer points to do so, but they can do it. So what would that look like? It would look like this. So the party are facing the centipede. They decide, look, we can't hold it off anymore, and so they decide it's time to run away. A few of them go off in different directions and disengage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now that leaves, in this case we'll say this is a sorcerer rather than a wizard. This leaves the sorcerer in a bad situation where the creature can move up and engage it in melee combat. And that's exactly what happens. A sorcerer can't survive close quarter combat, and so given that the rest of the party have run away and left them all by their lonesome, they decide they're going to have to disengage as an action, but they still want to cast a spell because what's going to happen is the creature's going to catch up and probably kill them. So what they do is they disengage, use their action and their move combined, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they get far enough away to not get struck by the creature. Then they decide to use 2 sorcerer points and use the Quicken Spell ability, and they change a spell description that has a duration of 1 action down to a bonus action so they can still cast a spell in the same turn. Say they cast Fireball and try to blast the thing to pieces, or Scorching Ray, which is usually an action to cast. Fireball is also an action to cast. By using 2 sorcerer points and the Quicken Spell ability, it can cast a spell in the same turn and disengage. If you found this video helpful or informative, please share, like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Make a comment below if you have any questions and I will answer those questions. Till next time, keep rolling those 20s.